Look around you. Look at the world. Look at your life. Tell me, what are you waiting for? What is the one truth about you? The one magnificent, maybe terrifyingly bright thing that you keep hidden, tucked away in the shadows of not yet, I'm not ready, or what will people think? You are sitting here right now as the most potent, most powerful, and most divine version of yourself that has ever existed. And yet you are living like a dimmer switch stuck on 40 watts. Folks, I'm not here to tell you to find your light. I'm here to tell you to release your light because that light is not the potential that you possess. It is the reality of who you are. Welcome to Unleashed Spirit Tribe. Today we're going to talk about what it means to stop living small and finally truly be the God that you were created to be right here and right now. You ready? Let's talk about it. For centuries, the greatest masters and teachers have been trying to tell us one fundamental truth, a truth so simple that even a child could understand it, yet we complicate it with rituals and with dogma. Jesus spoke on it too, and he made it part of his core message. Unmistakable and direct, he said this: You are the light of the world. That's in Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. Notice he didn't speak in future tense. He used the verb of absolute existence. You are the light of the world. He didn't say you will be the light or you might become the light if you pray hard enough. He declared it as fact because he knew that the light is your nature. It's who you are. And my friends, most of us are still waiting for permission to turn it on. My dear friends, look out there. What do you see? Is the darkness around you growing? Well, if your darkness is growing, I need you to remember that this light comes with an undeniable mandate, not a suggestion, but a command for public display. He, Jesus, immediately added after that, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 also. A city on a hill isn't trying to shine. It simply is. It is so magnificently placed and so structurally vast that it is impossible to conceal it. And this is the scale of the light that you and I carry. This is the magnitude of the truth that we must live in order to achieve our purposes on this earth. I will remind you that your purpose is not private, it's public. Again, the command is simple and it's absolute. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father. Who is your Father? The Most High God. Jesus is daddy. He's also yours. That's in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. What we are talking about here is a radical, visible expression of your divine self. But we're often afraid, aren't we? Sometimes we're afraid to be seen and even more afraid to be bright. In fact, sometimes we are so afraid of public visibility that we actively work against the divine nature that is empowering us. And to that point, Jesus gave the most explicit instruction against this type of fear in the parable of the lamp. He said this: neither do people put a lamp under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand and it gives light to everyone in the house. To put your light under a bowl, to live small, to hide your truth, to suppress your genius is not merely an act of humility. It is an act of betrayal against your purpose. A betrayal of that the world needs. A betrayal of the world that needs your clarity, excuse me. And a betrayal of the divine source that invested their light in you. You see, when you refuse to shine, you create a spiritual and energetic chokehold, and you block the very energy that gives you life. In your attempt to make the infinite small and manageable, you create friction in your life. And this friction is the source of anxiety, stagnation, and much of the fear that's in your life. If you are a child of the Most High God, the light is your nature. And the darkness that you are experiencing is merely the absence of your choice to use the light that you were given. That's important. Let me say it again. If you are a child of the Most High God, the light that is in your nature, that is your nature, is who you are, it's just who you are. But the darkness that you're experiencing is merely the absence of your choice to use that light that you were given. Would you be surprised if I told you that the ancients had a literal blueprint for this light? A functional spiritual vehicle that every single one of us is built to drive. It's called the MerKaBa. The MerKaBa is not a metaphor. It is an ancient, functional piece of sacred geometry. It is a star, a tetrahedron, composed of two interlocking, counter-rotating tetrahedrons of light. In ancient Hebrew, MerKaBa means chariot, referring to the divine vehicle used for spiritual ascent in Ezekiel's vision. In ancient Egypt, Mer means light, Ka means spirit, and Ba means body. It is the fully realized light, spirit, body vehicle of your highest ascending self. So when Jesus said that you are the light, this is the functional reality that he was referring to. Your spirit and your body are designed to be two perfectly balanced, counter-rotating energy fields. And when you live your truth, when you align your spirit's will, that is the upper tetrahedron, with your body's actions in the physical world, that is the lower downward tetrahedron, you activate your very own MerKaBa, your very own vehicle of light created for the purpose of your ascension. This activation is not about a future state of grace. It is about a present state of alignment within you. It is you becoming a spinning vortex of divine light right now. A functional portal where the physical and the infinite meet. Now, my friends, let me pause right here and say this. This message about our light is a reminder for all of God's people, myself included. This chat is not about me pushing you before your time or trying to force you to step up. No, not at all. I realize that I have four fingers pointing back at me, so I cannot afford to point one at you. However, that said, did you know that I have studied the true spirituality and universal truths from the Bible along with godly magic and spiritual power activation, if you will, for nearly 25 years? And I am just now beginning to share it in a public way. I don't believe it would be loving on my part if I didn't share the deeper truths with you and try to persuade you to live your truth sooner than I did. So that said, let's get back to it. If we're built to shine, why don't we? The answer is heartbreakingly simple. We shrink to help others feel comfortable. We dim our truth because our brilliance might remind someone else of their own unexpressed light. We wait for others to be ready for us. We wait for the outcomes to be guaranteed. But our calling is not to be a cozy nightlight. It's to be a glorious, magnificent sun. As Marianne Williamson, the poet, wrote, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful. We are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. It's true. We are not guaranteed a perfect outcome. You are not guaranteed that every person in your life will cheer. You're not guaranteed that the world is ready for the fullness of your truth. And in fact, many people will not be. And yet, the command is clear. Shine in the darkness. In closing, let me remind you, John chapter 1, verse 5 says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let me ask you, could you get a better guarantee of victory? But remember this, the light is not a polite guest. It is a primal, conquering force. You don't wait for the darkness to recede. You shine the light so brightly that it is forced to disperse. The time for getting ready is over. The time for waiting for permission is done. The time for living small to appease the comfort of the fearful and the ignorant is way, way, way past. And I submit to you that further waiting on the part of God's kids is an absolute betrayal of the God in you. My friends, there are people living in darkness who would choose light if they had it, but we haven't shown it to them yet. And so I challenge you. Let's stop dimming our lights. Let's stop waiting for a sign or a consensus or some sort of a guarantee. We've already been given the mandate. Activate your MerKaBa, that is the vehicle of your ascension, by aligning the spirit and the light inside of these bodies, and be the gods that the world needs to see right here and right now. Truth seekers, did this resonate with you? Are you feeling the spark of light in your soul to be the man or woman that you were designed to be in a way that all can see? But are you stuck? You just can't seem to get over some huge obstacle. I can help. First, I would share with you who you actually are. Not the church, not who the church says you are, because that's completely different from who Jesus says you are. But rather who God says you are, who God created you to be. And then I would prove it to you. The proof would be that I would empower you by showing you some of the power tools that God gave us at our creation. And I would teach you how to use them. If this is you, if you want to radically and quickly break out of your chains of bondage into your glorious light, contact me. I've helped lots of people, and I can help you. The link is at the bottom of this page. Until then, this is your truth seeker friend signing off. I love you. Be blessed.